What is it with the Bosma walking around in fancy
Riften is
outfits and
beautiful,
serving
but
Nord
sometimes
Jarls?
it seems, I don't know, unstable?
Salad
the wood,
eaters.
I mean. I'm used to dwarven stone.
Is it true you can talk to animals, Ori?
Yes, sort of.
What do they usually talk about? Do they tell you about their hopes and dreams? Do they gossip about the people around them?
Mostly they communicate their feelings and intents. Right now I am hungry.
Excuse me.
Right now I am frightened. I intend to attack you. I am friendly and no threat to you. That sort of thing. Understanding them isn't really a magical talent. It's all about studying their language.
But you're able to command them. Surely that must be some kind of magic.
Not really. I just ask them really nicely.
Stuck in my teeth.
Hey, you're not supposed to be down here. Official business only. Oh, my mistake then. Sorry, you can go on ahead. The Imperials think us all lawless beasts. I'm proof of their
I
ignorance.
sometimes wonder how many have been in jail here, and why.
You like it in there, Mr.
Well,
Dragonfly,
well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? I've always got time for lovely ladies. Ah, and let me guess. He wants his horse. Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. You see, I don't really outright own Frost.
The outside world is a scary place.
That is correct.
Well,
You
yes,
see,
I suppose
Frost
it can
belongs
be.
to the Blackbriar
It can be
estate.
beautiful, too.
Technically, everything in the estate is owned by my mother, Maven. My plan was to take the horse from our lodge and deliver it to Latrush at the stables. Obviously, that didn't exactly work out as I'd planned. Still, I don't want to
Just
cross
because
Latrush.
I'm in a cage
Tell you what,
doesn't mean you have to
steal
stay
the horse
indoors,
and
Mr.
deliver it,
Dragonfly.
and you can have the second half of the payment. Sure, take advantage of the guy in jail. Okay, fine, I can make the deal sweeter. I obviously don't have anything here, but there's a hidden stash in the lodge. And I did manage to hold on to the key.
How are you ever going
Take
to
it.
meet Mrs. Dragonfly stuck in there?
Have you come to gawk at me, or is this a social call? I'm not stealing anything. Besides, some jail time isn't going to make me roll over and play dead. Look, we all have our flaws. Mine is that women can't get enough of me. So I had this little affair going on while I was betrothed to a beautiful girl named Svidi. Well, she finds out and she tells her brother Wolfer. Then her brother attacks me with a knife. I mean, I had to defend myself. Exactly. And now I have to stare at these bars for 8 months. Can you believe it? I was about to let that wench marry into the richest family in Riften, and this is how she repays me. I'd do anything to have that whore's head on a platter. All I need to know is where she is. Amusing. When speaking of the Blackbriars, only one thought. Help us, you end up rich. Cross us, look. Well, I'd do anything to have that whore's head on a platter. All I need to... Ah, that's the spirit. Find her, and I promise you'll be well compensated. She was a young woman, buxom, with long, flowing black hair. She used to sing the most lovely songs to me when we were courting. I've never heard a voice so beautiful. All that talent will go to waste when I'm finished with her. Yeah, Mother thought I should be taught a lesson for airing the family's dirty laundry in public. I mean, I've taken care of many people for her in the past. What in a... Ah, well, at least I have all the comforts of home during my stay. Well,
Stinks a
except
bit
the
in
touch
here.
of a woman, of course.
Stealthily stealing a horse can be a challenge. I'm curious to see how you handle this.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
Ring her
Vampire
little
hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
Have you heard? The Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn to High Hrothgar. Such a thing has not happened for hundreds of years.
Well, well, another visitor. No, I'm more interested in what brought you here. Tell me, why have you come to the Riften jail of all places? Have you come to gawk? To point and stare? Have you come to plead for the nice, honorable guard to let your dear family go? Or is it to look around where you are unwelcome?
Lady Death, you will see me soon.
Ah, a wanderer, mindlessly driven to investigate and travel. You are the perfect target. So willing to walk where others fear to tread. No attachments, and so easy to disappear. What I was destined to do. I covered Skyrim in a wave of blood. Men and women, the old and the young, all conveniently disappeared. It didn't matter whether they were protected by city walls, or how much they begged for their life. The end came for them all. No, it is not madness, Daedra, or magic gone awry. I chose to do what I did. I enjoyed it. And our dear Jarl, well, she just can't fathom it. Most of the guards here refuse to come anywhere near my cell, as if it were cursed. And so, here I wait. Enough questions. All will be revealed in good time. Now I have one for you, Meat. Tell me, when you were younger, did you ever face starvation? You know what I speak of. The gnawing hunger as your eyes hang heavy. In that moment, did you look for another source of food? One that may have walked upon two legs. Then you understand. Good. Next question. Good. Good. You're learning. Imagine that you've spent your life in service of your liege. You would die for them. You'd obey their every whim, every command. Now imagine for a moment that a civil war has broken out and it's being led by one of their very own children. The land is being ravaged, countless innocents caught in the flames, and you have been ordered to kill everyone to put an end to this little rebellion. When you arrive at the heart of this conflict, however, you overhear that there are refugees sheltering inside. The old, sick, pregnant, and crippled. Will you follow your orders, or break your oath to your liege, knowing full well that some of your enemies may escape? But are there truly innocents in war? Is there a clear evil and good to combat? Or is it just people at each other's throats? Can acts of murder and chaos be clearly separated when there's a reason behind them? Or are they abhorrent to have happened at all? It seems to me that all that separates this is the side you're on. Why? Why is not the question you want to ask, but what? You want to know what I did, because you have an interest that drove you here. You are not the first, of course, but death fascinates you as much as you won't admit it. Very well. Understand that I will be here either for the rest of my life, or until one of the Jarl's men grows a spine to kill me where I stand. Already your mind must be swirling with possibilities. What could this creature be capable of, you wonder? I am capable of far more than what I appear to be, just as we all are, Meat. For years I kidnapped people, took them back to my place in the hills and did with them as I please. It was exhilarating. One of the local gossips could tell you more, I'm certain. Or the guards if they don't freeze up as soon as you ask. I hear some of them left the guard altogether after what they saw at my little hovel. Layla Lawgiver is weak and corrupted by the guild's presence. Even so, as conveniently wild and lawless as Skyrim is, she couldn't execute someone who handed themselves in willingly. Surprised? Yes, I thought you might be. Few would choose to do so, but my time was nearing its end, and I wanted to see the look on their faces. The monster they had built me up as turned out to be nothing more than a quiet, well-spoken Bosmer. Surely this was a mistake. Where was the blood-starved lunatic that had committed acts beyond description and cast a shadow on our beautiful hold? It can't be him, they said. He wouldn't hurt a fly. They were wrong. Shortly after I was captured, one of the local mothers, I didn't bother to remember her name, was brave enough to come down to speak with me. I must admit, Meat, that even I was shocked. I listened to her calmly describe what had happened, who her son had been before asking where his body was. I remember that I turned to look at her, grief hanging under her eyes, before I laughed in her face. In the years since, I've been left alone down here, as it should be. Last question. You arrive in a disgusting pit of civilization. Corruption and the parasites that feed off of it is clear as day to you. You make your way down into the prison of the local Jarl and find there a monster whose acts beggar belief. And he enjoyed committing them. At this point, do you allow yourself to walk away, knowing that you could bring him to justice once and for all, or slay the fiend to prevent his escape? If you wish, lean closer to the cage, your throat extended, and find out. Meat.
Riften is famous for their fishery and their orphans. Neither of them have enough meat. The Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn to High Hrothgar. Such a thing has not happened for hundreds of years.
You smell that?
Damn faithless Imperials. Careful. Riften's not the safest place for a nighttime stroll.
If you've got the coin, you've come to the right place. Pull up a seat. If you've got the coin, sure thing, it's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room, right this way.
Greetings, traveler. My name is Jade. I offer you Mara's blessing, that her light may guide you on the... Ugh, who am I kidding? You'll end up like all the rest. Oh, you must be new to Riften.
Let me know if there's
Well,
anything else
if
you
you're
need.
looking for marital guidance, I suggest you speak to Maramal or Dinya. I can't seem to get a single soul into Mara's embrace. I think I'm cursed. As acolytes of Mara, we're supposed to put those who've lost their way back on the path toward true love. But I can't seem to keep a single couple together. How sweet. In fact, I think you just gave me a toothache. Meaning, you're not really helping. Is it that obvious? I suppose the name's a dead giveaway. Well, it's not exactly a secret around here, so I might as well tell you. I used to be a member of the Thieves Guild. Well, I didn't really have much use for my old name, so when I met Sapphire, I decided to change my name too. Green eyes, Jade. It doesn't take a college mage to figure out that gems make pretty names for girls. That's how most people in Riften know me. Dinya suggests that I drop the name as a symbolic gesture, but I feel like that would be running away from who I was. And what I've done. Do you want the short answer or the long one? It all goes back to my childhood. For most people, it always does. I grew up an only child, and I don't just mean siblings. I didn't have any contact with other children, so when I joined the guild, I felt like they were the brothers, sisters, and friends I never had. We lived in a house as big as a palace, but it felt so empty. Every day I'd sit in my room, listening to the other children playing outside. It was like slow torture. So one day I ran down the stairs and sprinted past the gate guard, just following those peals of laughter. That was the thing. When I found them, I thought they'd let me join in, but they wanted nothing to do with me. Does it matter? All it was another rejection. When I was a child, my parents would lock me in the library and make me study. That was the extent of their parenting. But I'd always find a way out. Sometimes the books even helped. Some taught me how locks were made, and some showed me how locks are broken. Both helped me pick them. And after a while, not only could I exit the library, but enter the armory, and when I was ready, escape the city entirely. They had me pick locks. I was good at that, but bad at dealing with the consequences. Well, I didn't want to steal from people, but I also didn't want to betray my new friend. So at first, I'd do the job and leave the mark a bit of gold. But a lot of these items were sentimental. They meant something. I could tell. Just by looking at their faces the next day. That hurt more than anything. I know the difference between luck and curses. Bad luck is rain at a picnic, ataxia on your first date. Bad luck can throw love off course, but it can't capsize a ship the way a curse can. Not only that, but he gets her to move in with him. At this point, the wedding's just a formality. Well, the first mistake was he asked for my counsel. His second mistake was following it. Literally. When I said don't leave her side, I didn't mean her backside. A man has to lead. Somehow the poor soul managed to gain her confidence, her trust, her friendship, but not her love. Sadly, no. Aaron sleeps like a guest in his own home. He thinks letting Mjol have his room will help earn her love. The poor, misguided fool. Tell that to Sodrin. He still blames me for ruining his chances with Helga, as if that weren't his own fault. Helga likes big, strong men. As for Sodrin, well, the other day I think I hurt my shoulder just looking at him. Well, there's Sviti. She sought Mara's blessing to guide her marriage with Sibi. Even I saw that one coming. Although not the murder part. Then there's Svana, who suffers from the same disease that Sviti did. She also wants Mara's blessing. Why can't Sibi's lovers go to Brielle for once? Okay. One day, Vex asked me to do a heist job at the Temple of Mara. She didn't tell me what it was I was stealing, just that it was valuable. That night, Dinya and Maramal were at the Bee and Barb, preaching to the patrons. Brielle was showing the temple to a young couple. I stole away into the back, where the living quarters are, if you could call them that. These were not people of wealth. The items Vex wanted weren't even in a strong box. They were on a dresser, right next to a bouquet of flowers. They were wedding rings. When I realized that's what Vex wanted, my heart stopped. I couldn't do it. It seemed wrong. I quit. Right then and there. I threw off my hood, cursed Vex, and turned around. That's when I saw Dinya, standing in the doorway. And she did what she always does. What I always needed, but never got from my mother. She hugged me. And I knew then I'd found a home. I suppose anything is better than handing out Dinya's letters. All right, if you need me, I'll follow. You don't go anywhere dangerous, do you? Can I retract my earlier statement? This robe isn't designed to ward off dragonfire. Or anything, for that matter. Mara protect you.
An inn. Where are we sleeping? And more importantly, what are we eating?
Hey, Talon, get off your lazy tail and take care of the customer.
your scales on.
This inn looks... Let's see.
You want a drink? Of course. Safe travels, Landstrider.
Come, here for a room or something to drink?
I could go for... soup and a side of bread.
Hello there.
Let's sate that appetite.
Is it food? Off we go.
Still here now. The way people, not just men, looked at me. Always with that cringe. They all do it. Even the polite ones can't help themselves, no matter how hard they try to disguise it. When you're beautiful, every word is met with a smile. When it's gone, the whole world is shrouded in darkness. I couldn't loathe my sister for what she did. Not now that I know her name. Something on your mind? Well, my sister doesn't come to Riverwood very often. But she sends a letter every now and then, just to let me know she's alive. She can take care of herself, but that does not mean I don't worry. Oh, I think she moves around.
Skyrim
She can't
bores
really
me.
live in a city.
How much longer
She's
must we
kind
stay
of a
in
witch.
this wretched place?
I don't know. I mean, I've been in one of her caves. There were goat heads, taproot, and animal bones scattered about. And yes, it was kind of
Just like every
scary.
night.
But I've eaten a roasted goat and I've killed a spriggan, so who am I to judge? I see my leash does not trust me. How disappointing. Maybe I ought to reconsider. But it has been some time since her last letter. We should stop by the Sleeping Giant Inn. Maybe someone has heard something.
Watch what you're doing.
There is a special today on everything. You must buy it to get it.
There once was a hero named Ragnar the Red. Right from old bricks.
It's so peaceful and quiet.
Maybe we could go find a tavern? I'd kill for some rottmouth right now.
Goods and wares of all kinds, and all can be yours.
Two Bosmer in a city?
Yes, Sarang?
Riften doesn't stand a chance.
This'll clear up. I'm sure. I'm staying out of this. I'm out of the fight.
What can I do for you?
Hey, if you distract the clerk,
Take a
I'll
look.
some goods. Okay?
Goodbye.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Gotta go.
One of the perks of fighting in the arena is everyone in the city knows your name. Some people don't like the
carriage is
fame,
the safest way to
but
travel.
not me.
Ain't this a surprise?
I bet that
Kill the monster! Not that!
Take this.
Why won't you die already?
You'll be better in no
Eat
time.
your heart.
You're not going to last.
Count out your coin. Fight!
Violence solves everything.
We got lucky this time.
Where I got interrupted. Ah, never mind.
This is nice, right?
Come along, no more stops. We need to find our way to Solitude.
Why are we even going to a wedding at this far-flung end of the Empire, anyway?
I told you.
I love it.
Die already, so I can take your
Is that
stuff.
all you got? I think I can get the archer. Cover me.
You'll be so much
You are disgraced.
I hope they learned their
Take
lesson.
care of them.
Although, I guess they won't be learning anything now that they're dead.
I love getting a little lost sometimes. A day like this is just perfect for reading a good book.
And you thought I... You can't hide from me.
Yes? All right. Okay. Okay.
What do you need?
Must have scared him off.
All right, then.
Greetings. Alrighty. You seem attached to your chair.
Oof, your back must be hurting.
Zora seems very Of course. All right. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Bandits everywhere, awaken from your slumber. Be not a vandal of nature, but a witness, a squire. Show the people nature's beauty and yours.
If I see you giving Cappy a certain look, oh, you're in trouble.
What are we going to kill today? Bandits. Choices. So hard to choose.
You've done it! Got to admit, I wasn't sure you could pull it off. But you've definitely earned your pay. You're playing a dangerous game, my friend. Fine, you win. Take the horse and leave.
Watch yourself. Trolls move fast and hit hard.
Time to end this little game.
So beautiful.
probably shouldn't linger here.
I was in the dungeon. But the guard.
It matters not. Even in death, he cannot evade. You will draw your weapon, disciple of death. The time has come.
So my pupil is dead. This is a glorious day. No longer will she debase the teachings I have given her. For one should not take from the gods and will not. Yes. Until then, I will be at your side, as will the gods. Farewell.
Down to the pillars on my wall.
Hold him fast and hit hard.
What are you doing that for?
Oh, damn leg's playing up. I should see a healer one of these days.
Sawmill handle those logs? They look a mite big.
How you pet? Wouldn't want them any bigger. Getting down. We'll need a new one soon.
I'll talk to Alvar about getting us a new one.
Good work, my liege. My Thane, can you come here? I want to ask you a question. Something on your mind? Does this town look different at all to you? Yes, I bet Sigrid is still hectoring Alvor like a pet dog. And speaking of which, it's good to see Stump is still alive too. I forget how he got his name. I think it's because he's always curled about like a stump. Just one. When I was little, I often went out into the woods to collect flowers. It was there that I found the dirtiest, most flea-ridden mongrel in all of Skyrim. He was also very adorable. The way his fur hung over his tender grey eyes, I called him Sir Cuddles, and I was in love. My mother was furious, yet my father had a soft spot for his girls, so he tried to find a practical reason for why Cuddles couldn't stay. He pointed to how sick the dog was and how dangerous diseases were in the wild. I cried all night, burying my face in my hands. I never even noticed that my sister was gone. It was hours before dawn when the door creaked open, and I saw my sister with a healthy Sir Cuddles trundling on behind her. She spent last of her savings on a hawk feather and a charred skiver hide, and even brewed the potion herself. Silly me, my instincts were to hug the dog. But looking back, it's the memory of my sister's compassion that I truly covet. Yes, my Jarl. I am shocked. Absolutely shocked and... well, I guess I'm not really all that shocked. Delphine's always been a little rough around the edges. And inside the edges. Mostly she's just rough. I think Yaramir is convinced she's a Daedric prince. Orgnar too, but he doesn't like to show his displeasure. The Emperor's personal guard? Does that make you her? I apologize for selling you short, my Emperor. But I would have sooner guessed that you were Titus Meaded than Delphine was a blade. Not that it doesn't suit her. It's just that there are many guilds and groups in Tamriel, full of strong warriors with terrible fashion sense. Delphine fits right in with all of them. Of course. Have you tried Orgnar's skiver liver? It's a local delicacy. Still here. Now, but not then. The way people, not just men, looked at me. Always with that cringe, They all do it. Even the polite ones can't help themselves, no matter how hard they try to disguise it. When you're beautiful. So what now? Does this town look different at all to you? How odd. I spent nearly all my life in Riverwood and nothing ever changed. But I guess everything looks bigger when you aren't. I hope at least Stomp is out and about. That dog is my favorite person here. I couldn't loathe my sister for what she did. Not.
I don't think you were followed. Come on, I have a plan.
Have you heard anything about Jocelyn?
Yeah, I've seen your sister walking out the door.
Really? You know she doesn't like to be seen in Riverwood. Why did she come?
Don't know, but some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. Rogue wizards down in Falkreath.
I'm starting to get worried.
Worry about yourself.
This is grave news, my hero. Bounty hunters will not spare a known witch. If my sister has fled to Falkreath, she might try to cross the border. Yes, but she's not the type to join a coven, and 4 sellswords are more than a match for one witch. We must hurry to Falkreath. I want to check the barracks. If by chance she was caught and yielded, we might be able to save her.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
I wonder if Hiramir is still around. Our armor could use a bit of
There
both.
once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead.
I figured out how we're going to get you into the Thalmor embassy. That would be a bad idea. I'd be too likely to attract the wrong. The Thalmor. I can his name. I'll get word while you're doing. Meet me at the Solitude stables after you've arranged things with Melbourne. Any questions? Don't worry about. Luckily, they don't know who he really is. Let me handle that. You'll have. Then you'll need to find. Sounds good. Be careful.
And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more. When his ugly red head rolled around on the floor.
A visitor! Always good to see a new face. Don't mind me though, just think of me as dust on the wall. So I am, milady. But I'm still dust. The guards ignore me, and the flies pay no heed. So, why should you? Would you believe me if I said I was framed? I guess it wouldn't matter much if you did, unless you're the new captain of the guard. No, I'm just your average horse thief. I suppose my presence here is proof that, I ain't a good one. You've got a keen eye, milady. Not everyone notices that when I tell them what I'm in for. It was fear. Plain and simple. I was at the Sleeping Giant when I got approached by two shifty folk with hoods covering their eyes. The first one sits beside me and buys me a drink, while the other stands in the corner. He goes, "I hear you're the man to see about a horse." I tell him, "Sure, my lord, I am." He tells me he needs two. One for him and one for his sweetheart. I'm guessing a Breton girl by the size of her. The Breton made me real nervous, always whipping her head round to see if anyone was looking. But it was her hands that caught my eye. She had calluses tough as a goat hide, and all the dirt in Skyrim under those fingernails. She wasn't built like no adventurer. And she wasn't some college mage living in the city either, if you catch my meaning. I think she was a witch. Yes, milady. I figured that's why they needed me, since I used to work the stables for the Ashwoods near Helgen. Except the gate was too heavily guarded. Falkreath was off the main road, but safer for a witch, I take it. Well, truth is, I was so sore at the Ashwoods I probably would have stolen the horses for free. But that's no way to make a living. I told the boy I only needed one other rider. The girl could wait for us by Peakshade Tower, and I'd collect the rest of my fee there. Except when the job was done, it wasn't the boy waiting for me at the clearing. It was the witch. The whole ride west I had that hag raven at my back, with all kinds of bad thoughts running around in my head. I don't know what it was that set me off. Maybe it was just the wind, but I laid my heels into that horse and rode as hard as I could into the city. It didn't take long for the guards to figure out the horse wasn't mine. But by Ysmir's beard, at least I'm alive.
This mage's name, was it Joseph?
Ooh, you're going to a party?
As a matter of fact, milady, I think it was.
I wish I could come
You're not
along.
acquainted
Buried
with her,
here
right?
in the cemetery.
She's my sister.
Although, I guess you could say that about pretty much any cemetery.
I saw that.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure she made it to Cyrodiil.
Somehow I doubt that. My girls were waiting for her there for quite some time. Evidently, the snowstorm brought her back.
This city
and with
may
it,
be associated with
my
death,
property.
but you can't say it isn't
Now,
beautiful.
don't give me that look, girl. I don't care if your sister lives or dies. Meaning, I'm more than willing to let her live, if it saves me the trouble of dealing with you. I simply want what is rightfully mine.
And what is that exactly?
Girl, this is hardly the place to talk of such things. Come to the graveyard. At least the dead share no secrets.
I'd like this one bit. Jocelyn would not steal. True, but this is more than stealing. It's almost reckless. The sister I knew was never so bold. Come, we can learn more from the old lady.
Can you hear the way the forest sings?
I'm right here. You go, I'll follow.
weren't always a blacksmith.
Yes, I was Dengir's personal guard for years. I risked my hide more than once to protect him.
You must miss those days. But if you can't swing your weapon, forging one...
If it's a duel you seek, stranger, then I suggest you leave. I am not here to fulfill your desire for pain, or free you from your wretched existence. At least, not today. Ah, yes, and what, pray tell, do you wish to converse about, Politics, religion, my two favorite subjects. Perhaps you wish to discuss both. How delightful. But why bother with the foreplay? You seek vengeance for your loved ones, that's why you want to talk. That's why everyone wants to talk. Well, you're too late. I am no longer a Thalmor. The clothes are just that. Clothes. I will not discard a perfectly adequate robe. A peculiar position to take, seeing that I have no side to speak of. If you are with the Thalmor, then I am no longer with you. If you are an enemy of the Thalmor, then I am no longer against you. Regardless, we are in no way in league with each other. It is a rather simple matter. I disobeyed a direct order from my superior. I was stationed in Markarth with 2 others. We were investigating a family that kept abnormal hours, staying up well past midnight. Unfortunately, myself and one of the other justiciars got into an argument over the children. The fool thought they were innocent. It is futile to attempt to win over those who despise you with mercy. The children were unsalvageable and required execution. The issue was made irrelevant, however, when the entire family was found murdered. That is insignificant. The family was dead and no longer worshipped Talos. Moreover, by letting a murderer run amok, we prevented the family from becoming martyrs. There was just one problem. Everyone assumed I was the murderer. It didn't help that I've been a rather vocal proponent of mass execution. So we decided it was best to use this perception to our advantage. Now, I never confessed to the crime, but I was stripped of my rank and exiled. This gave the perception that justice was served. The only thing I know is the person was quite efficient and extremely disturbed. The rest would be mere speculation. Ondolamar estimated that Talos worship would decrease by 1/3 in the wake of the murders. I don't know if that's true, but I wouldn't doubt his calculation. Of course, the Thalmor are not the Empire. We do not share their frothing obsession with bureaucracy. Talk to them and you'll see. Find a soldier and ask him to file a report. Then watch as his mouth becomes a pond of saliva. Although, I suggest you don a helmet in advance. One of those dwarven ones, lest his response shower your cheek. Then you do your ears a great service. Although, if you mill about with stormcloaks, I cannot say the same for your dignity. In the end, the only side that matters is the winning one. I hope to rejoin it soon. Rest assured, there will be no attempts made upon your drink. All we ask is that you acknowledge the truth. There's nothing to tell. They act brave and fight poor. The last one who challenged me was too busy rattling off the names of the relatives I had supposedly extinguished to even bother raising his shield. I think he was fumbling through what must have been a small army of second cousins when I set his weapon on fire.
Yes, and this is after I told him I was no longer a justiciar. But he was a rather stubborn Nord. It is a temporary escape. I do not plan on remaining in this hovel of a kingdom beyond the next season. Just because this land as a whole is irredeemable does not mean there are not the occasional sparkles of beauty. Just because this land... In fact, the squalor works to its advantage. In the Somerset Isle, even the dirt has a place in the pantheon of wonder. Here, there are no aesthetics to compete with. They are tolerant because they are afraid. Because when two buffoons of equally damaged minds vie for a throne, the reasonable citizens lose interest in the process. As such, more voice is given to the fools. And with fools in charge, the law becomes meaningless. Here, power makes the rules. They are not organized. There are only the occasional challenges, brought forth by those emboldened by drink. I usually deflect their taunts and tell them to return in the morning when they have sobered. None ever do. Very well.
That is a good question.
Falkreath, home of dead things. But cemeteries can be pretty too. My headstone is going to be made of marble and jewels and orichalcum.
Greetings.
The god Arche was once like us, bound to winding mortality, but he willingly gave up this existence.
Mom says I'm getting a new mommy and daddy, so I'll have two of each now.
It is through the ebb and flow of this cosmic tide that we find renewal, and in the end, peace. May the spirit
My husband
of
Matthias
Lavinia
and I tend Corpse-Light
all those
Farm.
who have left this world and its suffering know the beloved. Kust is responsible for the cemetery here in Falkreath. I take care of the shrine. And may we one... The number of... Take a look. We'll all meet Arche sooner or later.
A sad
Let's
time.
enjoy the time we've got.
Our daughter. Our little girl. She hadn't seen her 10th winter. She was... He ripped her apart, like a saber cat tears a deer. We barely found enough of her to bury. Sinding. What could drive a man to do something like this? The cemetery is ancient. It's been here longer than the town.
Falkreath is a hard place, and tending a farm here is thankless work.
Indara and I like to keep to ourselves and run our farm. She was... He ripped her apart, like a saber cat tears a deer. We barely found enough of her to bury. Sinding came through as a labourer. Seemed like a decent man. He's stewing in the pit while we figure out what to do with him. If you've got the stomach to look at him. What could drive a man to do something like this? I just don't understand what kind of man does that.
So,
Jocelyn would never
looks
join
like
a
a wedge of
cabin.
cheese.
Something must have happened.
that's another thing
really
about
enjoy
you
traveling
young
with you,
people. You
When we
think
have some
you
time
know
between
everything.
adventures, we should spend some
So
quality time
arrogant.
together.
Information, your sister joined our coven and was otherwise happy until her greed got the best of her. Of course, it was only a matter of time before I caught the traitor, which is why she escaped into the very crystal she stole.
What do you mean? What crystal?
My, you're stupid. And ugly. The crystal is the property I was referring to earlier.
This is not the time for petty insults, witch. How did she escape into a crystal?
Young people, so impatient. The crystal is a key, a portal to another plane of existence. The legends say it would transport you to a paradise of eternal youth. Naturally, for someone of my years, this seemed like an attractive prospect. The devil is in the wording, of course. Eternal youth indeed. It's a curse. Anyone who enters the plane turns into a child. A child of body. And a child of mind. God knows I warned the stupid girl. But young people just do not listen. In any case, the only way to revive the crystal's power is to remove the soul inside it. Thus,
I'd really like a Calliope as a pet.
Where can we find this crystal?
my girls tracked her to Bloodlet Throne, which means she ran from my coven right into a castle full of vampires. Sometimes I wonder if your sister is no ordinary fool, but the kind of fool so foolish that her name should be carved on the tree of all creation. As in, Jocelyn Fairchild, the mother of all fools.
All right, witch. You can tell me what you wish, but I've had about enough of you bad-mouthing Jocelyn.
That would not be wise if you wish to see your dear sister again. I am the only one who can open the portal. I would do it myself, but why risk my life when I can risk yours? In exchange, the girl is allowed to live. I trust we have a deal.
Fine, but try anything funny and I won't hesitate to take your head. I'm sorry for that display, my Jarl. I know you're not used to seeing me angry. I'm not used to it either. But when I talk to that hag... I know. Jocelyn's life is what's important. We will worry about the witch later. The word. Now I jest. Still, if the hag is alive, I do not know if Jocelyn can ever be safe. Is killing her the right thing? If at some point I know, I will tell you. Maybe a secret sign is not such a bad idea. How about if I scratch my ear? Nah, it may actually be itchy. How about if I say, I am hungry for a goat roast? Yeah, that will be the signal.
What are you
Oh
two
yes,
idiots
we should have a sleepover. We can comb each other's hair.
Have pillow fights.
Those are some hefty
Talk about
scars,
handsome
girl.
men.
And how
I've
their
got a
flesh
new name
tastes.
for you. Target dummy.
I'm sorry. I got a little
You're
too
honoring
excited.
his grave. Let's just say they didn't find my presence to their liking.
Hey,
be
forests
careful.
feel different. I sense spirits here very similar to those at home. Step lightly and stay alert.
I'm right here. Of course.
Changed my mind.
What? Just leave me alone. What do you want? I'm sure that the owner of that place is relieved. They certainly came through with the coin.
Your business, witch.
You're right.
A citizen of... It seems that a predator has invaded their home, and someone needs to clear the beast out.
If you can't do that, I'll add another strike to your collection.
What are you doing that for?
A lot of hunters live in this hole. It's like exploring caves
Ready
in
to
the
move?
outdoors. You really have to get up
Not
high
a
though
problem.
to enjoy the view.
Okay, I'm right here. Alright, I'll carry this for you. Alright, I'll carry this for you. Alright.
Hello? All right. Okay.
Hello there. Do I have something you need? Right on.
This fort must have been impressive in its day. A shame it's been allowed to fall into disrepair.